Good morning, ladies and a couple of gentlemen. I hope everyone's having a good time and learning important new information and meeting new colleagues and friends. I certainly hope that that's a function of what's happening out there. My name is Maya Rockeymoore. I'm President and CEO of the Center for Global Policy Solutions, and I'm very pleased to welcome you back to the 2017 Wealth and Health Equity Summit. Very, very pleased to see you this morning. You know, I was reflecting on yesterday's dynamic conversation, and there was a question from the audience about, this whole notion of what is we've been talking about policy systems and environmental change, but there are other factors that go into our health and even our wealth. And she brought up the question about, kind of like the psychic aspect of it. And the reality is that when you're talking about conditions, preventable conditions like, overweight and obesity and associated chronic diseases, so many of those situations, yes, are absolutely shaped by our built environment, but we would be doing a disservice to ourselves if we didn't think about, how some of the other factors like toxic stress and depression and anxiety, or even, using food as a self-medication, or using food as a form of love and happiness. All of these kinds of forms of, I think, psychosocial relationships to not only our environment, but to what we consume, also has an impact on our health and our wealth status. And so we don't want to disregard that. But it's important to recognize that the environment matters, and that is absolutely what we're about here. We think that we can actually, our theory of change is by tackling these systems that create oppressive structures around women that undermine their ability to be well physically and mentally and spiritually, that we can actually together form a different world. A world where our lives are affirmed, a world where our lives and that of our families are supported, where we can be happy, whole, and well together, and not divided, but together. So with that, yesterday's speakers were absolutely incredible. Yesterday afternoon's panelists were fabulous. Is Marjorie Innocent in the house? I mean, there are a number of people who came up, and Dr. Lena Wynn last night was absolutely fabulous. And so, together we're going to move this conversation forward, ladies. Today we have just as many insightful and innovative panelists and speakers planned, and we're excited. We will continue our work from yesterday with a breakout discussions, group activities, and presentations. We have 3 panels scheduled. One called Building Stability for Women Who Work. Another one that's focused on equity, the business imperative. And the last one, thinking intersectionally across silos. And I just want to say that equity is not only a business imperative, it's an economic imperative, as I keep reinforcing. Without women, this economy would not go round. So it makes no sense to actually underpay us because, when we get paid well, we spend it. And we save it, and we build businesses, and we do all kinds of marvelous and incredible things. And so it makes no sense for us not to have equity when it comes to women's economic status. And I just want to point out that when we think intersectionally, it's not just across issues, but it's also about intersectionality, how women live their lives, their different identities that cross-sector and intersect in a way to actually influence their socioeconomic outcomes, whether that be race, class, gender, geography, whatever. We have to understand that it's just not about the issues, it's about how women's various identities intersect in a place that influence their ability to thrive in this world. Our interactive exhibit is still outside, Undesign the Red Line. Please go visit if you haven't. We encourage you to take this opportunity to really kind of digest that information. And of course, this morning, our keynote address will be given by the highly esteemed labor economist, author, and commentator, my friend, Dr. Julianne Malveaux. So when she comes, I really want you all to give her a rousing welcome. She is a fabulous, fabulous, and insightful, witty, and funny speaker. So I hope you enjoy. So we're excited about today. We hope you will be too. Let's make this last day of our summit a success by continuing to strategize together as we find solutions to address the women's wealth and health gap. I've got to say that somebody came up to me last night and said, are we planning to turn this into a network? Hadn't thought of it. Good idea. If you have other good ideas out there, please let us know. We're interested in hearing what you have to say in terms of how we transform even our convening into something that's transformative. So with that, I now turn the floor over to Ashley Brown. She's the Senior Strategy Advisor for the ARC program. Welcome, Ashley, to the stage.